So today we are going to solve the first part of a AP Physics C free response problem from 2009. Cool. So let's go ahead and read the problem and then let's see what to do. So we have a 4 kilogram object is moving along the x-axis in a region where its potential energy as a function of x is given as u of x equals 8x squared, where u is in joules and x is in meters. When the object passes the point x equals negative 0.5 meters, its velocity is plus 3 meters per second. All forces acting on the object are conservative. So what I would encourage you to do is go ahead and pause this video, try solving it yourself, and then check back in. Okay, so now that you have a chance to try it yourself, let's go ahead and go through it together. So first thing I look at, it says all forces acting on the object are conservative. So keep in mind, conservative forces are forces where you can get that energy back. So there's no friction or air resistance or anything like that. Cool. So for A, we want to find total mechanical energy. So that's just the word to sum all the total energy of the object. So let's see. So E total, I'm going to write that as. Let's see, what type of energy does it have? Well, clearly it has potential energy because it tells us it has potential energy. And then, if we look at one point, we know something about its position and velocity. So if it has a velocity, it has kinetic energy. So let's solve this problem for a point that we know information about. And since all forces are conservative, the total energy should be the same at any single point. So let's look at this point, x equals negative 0.5 meters and 3 meters per second. So E total we want to find, u of x, I know what my function for that is 8x squared, and my KE equation is 1/2 mv squared. So now I'm just going to plug in what I know. So 8x is what? Negative 0.5 squared plus what? 1/2. The mass, it tells us, is 4. And the velocity is 3 meters per second. Great. So I can go ahead, do some math, plug that in, and I got first term to be, I'm going to get 20 joules total. Great. So now let's look at the last part. So the x-coordinate at any points at which the object has 0 kinetic energy. Okay, so we know the total energy is equal to the potential energy plus the kinetic energy. Okay, so we know our total energy is 20 joules from above. Total energy is going to be the same because we have no friction or there's no non-conservative forces in this problem. Potential energy, we know our function for that is 8x squared. Now we're not necessarily looking at the point negative 0.5 meters. We're going to try to find that point. Okay, 0 kinetic energy. Oh, cool. KE is 0, so we're not going to have to worry about that at all. Great. So let's do some math. So let's see, divide by 8. So let me just put this over here. So 20 over 8 equals x squared. So then, if we want to find x, we can take the square root. Great. But when we take the square root, we always have to do plus or minus because a negative squared is going to be positive and a positive squared is a positive. Wow, positives are great. So keep that in mind. So then it could be plus or minus 5. So I simplify this of what, 5/2 I would simplify to, which is about negative 1.58 meters. So either of those would be acceptable answers.